thinking through is like, well, we're going to get involved in this, but what might be some things that we need to process maybe ahead of time before just jumping in?
Well, can I give the typical lawyer answer? It
Sure.
depends.
It depends.
I mean, honestly, this is something that's gonna be, you know your kids, um, you know what their needs are, and as we've mentioned, that can change year to year. But let's say you are a new homeschool family. Some things to look at, in my opinion, and this is someone who's I'm looking at it kind of as the lawyer who's been helping families who are in legal trouble and stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Look for what your weaknesses are. What's a group that can kind of come in and pick up the weaknesses that you have. You as a parent have strengths. You also have some areas where you may need some help, and so
Yeah.
maybe look for a group that's going to give that help. As an
Mm-hmm.
example, there was a family I was helping with. This was in our litigation department back a few years ago. They had a son who had a really difficult learning disability for reading. Um, and they we encouraged them to get involved with a group who actually had a reading specialist, because the family had homeschooled three of the kids, no problem. Everything had gone swimmingly. But this one child, it wasn't working, it wasn't clicking. And so in that one, we were able to reach out and say, look, you need to look for a group nearby you that's got someone. In this case, yeah, there was someone who was a reading specialist.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah.
if you've got a child who needs something like that, maybe
Mm-hmm.
see if you can find a group that caters, if you're looking for a STEM group, or if you're looking for an artistic group, if you're looking for one that does lots of activities, or maybe is more academically focused.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do research, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, because a lot of times we'll just say, oh well, so and so, my friend goes there, and so maybe we'll just go there too. But asking the questions, getting more information. I think that's great advice,
Mm-hmm.
because oftentimes we'll just jump in off of somebody else's advice, and I think that's been proven that in our social media society that we often will take what other people tell us over the facts. And really, we do have to get down to what's the day to day. What's this group going to be like? How's it going to function? What are the people that
Mm-hmm.
are involved? And like you said, Darren, just how does it complement what we're doing at home, what we need, what our child needs, that maybe a community might be able to help with. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what else? What else, Faith?
Well, I just think, you all just make such really good points, and I just totally, agree with what you said. I think it really depends on the kid, and I think that you really need to think as a parent what's going to be best for us and for my child. I love what Darren said. Maybe look for like the gaps or the weakness areas that you need to shore up.
Mm-hmm.
It is very tempting to just, I know as a mom, as a homeschool mom, well, three of my besties are going to this group, and
Oh
I
yes.
actually
Mm-hmm.
had to really wrestle with that this year because
Mm.
um, two of my best friends and their kids were going to one co-op, and it's very academically rigorous.
Mm.
And these are some of my son's best friends, and he wanted to be with them. But I knew that that wasn't going to be the best fit for him academically.
Yeah.
And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want him to be frustrated
Mm-hmm.
because, he has auditory processing disorder, and school is doesn't come easy for him anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
we had to really seek out where was going to be the best fit for him, where was he going to get what he needed, but also be successful. And I always tell parents, I mean, that's like we want to try to teach to our kids' sweet spot. We need to find,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want it to be too hard, but you don't want it to be too easy either. And so
Yeah.
I just think you really have to take into consideration your kids' functioning levels, their
Mm-hmm.
needs, and you want them to be somewhere where they're going to be welcomed, feel comfortable. I think it's important to ask. lots of good questions,
Yeah.
to advocate for your child, to approach
Yes.
the teachers and the directors. Hey, are you willing to, do this because, or is it okay if my child brings, a fidget or their squeezy ball, or can they walk around and listen to the
Or
lesson and not
something
be
to chew
sitting?
on.
Yeah, something to chew on, whatever. Because,
Exactly.
headphones, to noise
Mhm.
canceling headphones, just you have to ask lots of questions and advocate for your child. And you can't just go somewhere just because it's the best co-op supposedly on the block or in your town, because that may not be
Right.
the best fit for your kid.
Yeah.